Hi, I'm Hector Minto, Senior Technology Evangelist for Accessibility. Welcome to the latest edition of Tech Talk. We're delighted to be joined here today by Jeff Petty, the Head of Windows Accessibility Engineering. Welcome to Brussels, Jeff.
It's great to be here.
And we've had a great couple of days here, meeting a diverse audience from all across the disability world, bringing them into the EBC to learn more about what we're doing. How have you enjoyed it?
It was an amazing experience. I couldn't believe there were more than 20 countries that were represented. I think more than 60 organizations and more than 100 people. It was fun to share and it was fun to learn a lot.
It's been great. So starting with the questions, what do you see the role of technology in leveling the playing field for everyone?
I think we can make computing possible for some people and easier to use for everyone. So just as we can make it possible for people with disabilities to use a computer to accomplish different goals, the same solutions can make things easier for everyone. So for example, when we make it possible for someone with dyslexia to read and write, we also make it easier for people to comprehend text. People who may be language learners or who may be reading dense text benefit from the same techniques that make it possible for people with learning differences to read.
So what does it mean to design for accessibility and make sure that we're designing technology for all?
So when I think about inclusive design, I think about designing solutions for a particular person and then extending the solutions to everyone. So for example, when we think about people with low vision and making computers easier to see, we explore a lot of different options. One of the options that we just implemented was scalable text. Just to make computers easier to see, you make the text larger. But we extended that beyond low vision users to give everyone the option to make the text just a little bit easier to see. And it turns out some people love it at maybe 110%, most at 115, but some love to make it much larger so that they can see their devices easier and interact with them in an easier way.
So what is the average innovation cycle for accessibilities? I mean, how long does it take to get from kind of a concept all the way through to being delivered to the end user?
It's much faster today than it's ever been in the past. It used to be that we would envision and take several years to develop a new version of Windows, maybe 3 or as many as 5 years to bring a new version to market. Now we can envision solutions and bring them to market as quickly as 6 months or a year. So we're excited to be increasing the cadence with which we can deliver solutions to our customers.
So this must put an even greater focus on the accessibility user voice, making sure that we're getting that feedback from the end user.
It does. So in much of what we do is feedback driven. So for example, when I talk about scalable text, as soon as we implemented it, we heard that our customers needed other solutions. They needed larger, brighter mouse pointers as well. And so it was great to be able to get and act on that feedback in just 6 months. And that's the virtuous cycle that we're building and we're excited to continue to execute on.
And that must also mean that there's an importance on us having the real user view inside Microsoft, having a diverse team delivering within the Windows team.
Yeah, we hire people with disabilities to help us understand and design solutions for people with disabilities. And we have a host of other channels so that we understand that we're delivering real solutions to real customers and not a theoretical solution to a theoretical customer. So people that are on board, our advisory boards, our usability studies, our insider channels, there are so many ways that we can connect with customers and that they're shaping Windows to meet their needs.
Within the disability field, we have regulations and standards, but we also have innovation. How do you routinely strike a balance between kind of doing something really exciting but make sure that we're meeting the needs of the regulators at the same time?
The best regulations for us are those that are outcome focused. When the regulations are very clear about who the customer is, what their attributes are, and what problems we need to solve, but that give us the freedom to solve those challenges in different ways, those are the best. When I talk about making it easier for people with dyslexia to read, if someone had been prescriptive and telling us exactly what we needed to do, we would not have envisioned the solutions that we ended up implementing. We delivered some innovations precisely because we had the freedom to think about the challenge and of new ways to addressing the challenge. So the best regulations are outcome focused and give us the flexibility to do new things.
So we get to the fun stuff. We've got so many cool accessibility features landing across Office 365, Windows 10. What would you say is your favorite accessibility feature?
You know, for me personally, it is text scaling. I tend to wear reading glasses when I remember to bring them along with me. And I guess I never noticed the friction that I had as an end user when I used Windows until I was able to make the text just a little bit larger, and that friction just went away. So I enjoy the features that make Windows easier to see and use, although there are a host of others too.
What innovations can we expect to see coming over the next few months?
A host of things. We've got a bunch of features that are going to make Windows easier to see. We've got new, bigger, brighter mouse pointers. We've got a host of magnification improvements. And fortunately, these things work even better together. We've got things like live transcriptions in Teams so that you can get closed captions for presentations. And we've also got tooling to make it easier for developers to create accessible web pages and application experiences on Windows. We've got many, many more things coming too, and we're excited for folks to try them and give us feedback.
And where should they find out more about this?
They can find out more at microsoft.com/accessibility.
Thanks for coming to Brussels. Great to see you here.
It's great to be here.